Good morning. Welcome back to another day. Another day where we're going to look at the Who Let the Gods Out, which you did some great predictive work on yesterday. As of last week, we've got the text from part of the first chapter that we're going to look at. Then you've got a selection of comprehension questions to sink your teeth into and a few grammar-related questions just to get those different elements of your English tighten over. So as I'm that nice teacher, I will go ahead and just read the text to you just in case that's helpful to you, talk through the questions, and then you can obviously go off and give it a go yourself. So it began on a Friday, as strange things often do. This particular Friday had been stranger than the most, although it started normally enough. Elliot Hooper got up at 7:30 a.m. as normal, made his mum breakfast at 8:15 a.m. as normal, went to school at 8:55 as normal, and was in the headmaster's office by 9:30 a.m., which was in fact slightly later than normal. Oh, Elliot, sighed Graham Sopweed, headmaster of Brisemore Grammar School. What are we going to do with you? He looked into the blue-green eyes of the 13-year-old boy before him, as Elliot scratched his shaggy blonde head for an answer. 2 years earlier, Graham Sopweed had watched as Elliot was proudly escorted through Brisemore's gates by his mum, nan and granddad. The reports from his primary school had been glowing. Elliot Hooper was a wonderful student who was sure to set Brisemore alight, his previous headmistress promised. There was no doubt that Elliot was a bright boy, but after a promising start, the past year had seen a big change in this young man, and not for the better. Elliot Hooper hadn't set Brisemore alight, but Mr. Sopweed was more than a little concerned that he might set the school on fire. It's a tricky one, sir, Elliot replied after a lengthy pause. It's really a question of everyone's best interests. And the simple fact is that I don't want to be at this school. The teachers don't want me to be at this school. The pupils don't want me or the teachers to be at this school. So perhaps it's time we admitted defeat and everyone got home in time for deal or no deal. Okay, so here are your 4 comprehension questions. So your first one is, why has the author repeated the word normal in the first paragraph? So think what impact that's going to have on the reader. Think of the author's purpose. Why does he want that word normal being repeated? You may want to look at it in the context of how it's used in that first paragraph. The second question is then, within this text, there's a synonym for the word guided. So it might be you need to look up firstly what does guided exactly mean. That thesaurus might assist you. You then need to look through to find that word, and it might be you find a word and need to check it first. Okay, don't just put down any answer. Okay, you've got the option to use thesaurus dictionaries to make sure you're getting a synonym of guided. Question 3. This is fact retrieval, so the answer is in here. What is Mr. Sopweed worried that Elliot might do to the school? That's really straightforward. And then question 4, and again, we could argue this is fact retrieval, so the answer is going to be in there to help you. Find evidence that Elliot doesn't want to stay at school. So how do you know he doesn't want to stay at school? Then we go on to your grammar focus. Okay, and these are finding examples of stuff, so it's going to be recapping actually what these are. So first you need to find an example of an apostrophe for contraction. So you remember if we had he is, it would contract to he's. Do not contracts to don't. So you need to find an example of that. But again, we're at this stage where I think we can find more than one example. Question 6, you need to find 3 adjectives. So remember, an adjective describes a noun. So find 3 adjectives from the text. For that one, 3 will be fine. And in question 7, you need to find a hyphenated word in the text. Now, we can all remember what a hyphenated word is. Often it will connect 2 adjectives that can be used to describe a noun, etc. So you need to find an example of a hyphenated word. Obviously, if you find 2 or 3, then make sure you put those down as well. All being well, we'll get a chance to look at these answers at 11:40. Any questions, just ask. We'll see you later on. Good luck and enjoy.